When you picture Florida, flamingos probably come to mind. Bright pink, iconic and everywhere from souvenirs to lawn ornaments, their image is woven into the very fabric of Florida's identity, decorating postcards, t-shirts, and even the signs that welcome visitors to the Sunshine State. But the story of wild flamingos in Florida is far more complex than their cheerful reputation suggests. For over a century, wild flamingos were missing from Florida's landscape, leaving behind only their likenesses in art and pop culture. Once, huge flocks waded through the Everglades and Florida Bay, their feathers dazzling against the water. Early explorers and settlers described scenes where thousands of flamingos painted the horizon pink at sunrise, a breathtaking spectacle that seemed endless. In the late 1800s, plume hunters decimated their numbers, driven by the fashion industry's demand for exotic feathers. Flamingos were hunted relentlessly, their plumes fetching high prices in European and American markets, where feathered hats became the height of style. By the early 1900s, wild flamingos were nearly wiped out in Florida. The skies and marshes that once echoed with their calls fell silent. Habitat loss made things worse, as draining the Everglades destroyed the shallow, salty marshes flamingos needed. Wetlands were converted for agriculture and development, shrinking the birds' last refuges. For decades, the only flamingos in Florida were captive, living in zoos and parks, symbols of a wildness that had vanished. Tourists flocked to see them, but the real wild flamingos were gone. The wild flamingo became a ghost of the ecosystem, a memory of what once was. Their absence was a silent reminder of how quickly nature's wonders can disappear. Scientists and bird lovers hoped for their return, but the odds seemed impossible. Decades passed with only rare, unconfirmed sightings, fueling both hope and heartbreak. The birds we associated with Florida were just beautiful ambassadors behind fences, unable to roam free in the wild places they once called home. It seemed the days of wild flamingos in Florida were gone forever, their story ending in quiet loss. But nature, as always, had a surprise in store. The resilience of the wild is never to be underestimated. The story wasn't over yet. Against all odds, hope was about to take flight once more. In August 2023, Hurricane Idalia swept through the Gulf of Mexico, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake, but also delivering an unexpected gift to Florida's shores. Hundreds of American flamingos, likely migrating between Mexico and Cuba, were caught up in the hurricane's powerful winds and swept far off their usual course. Instead of being lost at sea, the flamingos were carried by the storm and deposited along Florida's Gulf Coast, where they made a dramatic and unexpected landing. Suddenly, wild flamingos were spotted from St. Petersburg to the Panhandle, places that hadn't seen these iconic birds in the wild for over a century. It was a stunning sight, flashes of brilliant pink against the backdrop of stormy skies and battered beaches, a vivid contrast to the hurricane's aftermath. Before Idalia, a wild flamingo sighting in Florida was a rare and celebrated event. After the storm, they appeared in dozens of locations across the state, astonishing locals and birdwatchers alike. Many expected the birds to leave as soon as the skies cleared, but to everyone's surprise, a significant number of flamingos chose to stay. They found Florida's wetlands, beaches and shallow waters to be suitable, and decided to remain, exploring and adapting to their new environment. Their arrival sparked hope, excitement and wonder throughout the state, showing that even after a century, these remarkable birds could reclaim their ancestral home and inspire a new generation of Floridians. The hurricane, though destructive, had unexpectedly jump-started what could be the beginning of a wild flamingo recovery in Florida. Nature's resilience was on full display as the landscape began to heal and new life returned to the battered coast. These weren't just lost birds, they were pioneers, boldly rediscovering Florida and reminding us of the unexpected ways nature can surprise and inspire us all. The flamingo's sudden return thrilled scientists and conservationists. In February 2024, Audubon, Florida launched the first statewide flamingo survey. Volunteers counted 101 wild flamingos, more than anyone had seen in modern times. The birds were spread across historic habitats, with the largest group in Florida Bay. By July 2025, a record-breaking flock of 125 flamingos was seen together in Florida Bay. Some birds are now seen in the same spots month after month, suggesting they're settling in. These numbers are small compared to Caribbean colonies, but they're a huge leap forward for Florida. Each count brings more hope that flamingos are on the path to a permanent comeback. The wild is welcoming them home again. The flamingo's return isn't just luck, it's the result of decades of Everglades restoration. The Everglades' natural water flow was disrupted for farming and development, devastating habitats like Florida Bay. Flamingos need shallow, salty water rich in tiny creatures to eat. Restoration projects are restoring the balance of fresh and salt water, reviving seagrass beds and food sources. When Idalia brought flamingos back, they found an ecosystem on the mend. Decades of hard work by scientists and conservationists made Florida Bay livable again. The flamingo's presence is a sign that restoration is working. A healthier Everglades means a healthier home for flamingos. Their return is proof that long-term conservation pays off. Nature can heal, with a little help. The big question now, are flamingos here to stay, or just visiting? To be considered a true Florida population, they need to breed, build nests, lay eggs, and raise chicks. So far, no confirmed nesting has been seen, but the growing flocks are a promising sign. Flamingos are picky about nesting sites, needing large, safe, undisturbed flats. It often takes time for a new population to settle in and feel secure enough to breed. Scientists are hopeful that as the birds become more familiar with restored habitats, nesting will follow. The transition from visitor to resident is crucial. A breeding population would secure their place in Florida's ecosystem for generations. Researchers are watching and protecting potential nesting sites closely. The first wild flamingo chick in Florida in over a century would be a conservation milestone. Flamingos are more than just beautiful. They're indicator species, living report cards for the environment. Their presence means the habitat is healthy, clean, stable, and full of food. A stable flock in Florida Bay signals a balanced ecosystem, benefiting countless other species. But being an indicator species also makes flamingos vulnerable. Habitat loss, pollution, and human disturbance still threaten their future. Protecting flamingos means tackling these bigger environmental issues. Everglades restoration, water quality improvements, and wise coastal management are all essential. Public education is key. People must learn to observe flamingos responsibly. The fate of flamingos is tied to the fate of Florida's coastal ecosystems. If they thrive, it means the environment is thriving too. Their comeback is a win for all of Florida's wildlife. The Florida flamingo's comeback is a symbol of hope, but it's not guaranteed. Their presence reminds us of what's possible when nature is given a chance to heal, but also of the fragility of that progress. Everglades restoration must continue and expand to secure their future. These efforts are not just about flamingos, they benefit countless other species and help protect Florida's water and communities from the impacts of climate change. Protecting key sites like Florida Bay and Pine Island is critical. These areas need to be shielded from disturbance. Without safe habitats, flamingos and other wildlife will struggle to thrive. Public education is vital. Everyone must understand the importance of giving flamingos space. When people learn about these birds, they're more likely to support conservation and respect their habitats. Flamingos are deeply woven into Florida's culture, even inspiring a movement to make them the official state bird. Their image is everywhere from art to festivals, showing how much they mean to the people here. This cultural connection can drive conservation efforts. When a community feels pride in its wildlife, it's more likely to take action to protect it for future generations. Fun facts, like their pink color coming from shrimp and algae, help people connect with their story. These details spark curiosity and inspire people to care about their survival. The future of flamingos depends on a partnership between nature and people. By working together, we can ensure these birds have a place in Florida's wild spaces. Nature delivered the birds, now it's our turn to protect them. Every action, big or small, can make a difference in their survival. If we succeed, future generations will see wild flamingos in Florida, not just in zoos. Imagine the wonder of spotting these vibrant birds in their natural home. Their return will be a testament to restoration and second chances. It will show that with dedication and care, we can bring back what was once lost. The wild flamingo's story in Florida is far from over. It's just beginning. With hope, effort, and unity, we can ensure their story continues for generations to come.